Some of my students are going to tackle NaNoWriMo this year and have asked if I would do a quick video about keeping track of your word count in Scrivener. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, I'll highlight a link for you in the video transcript so that you can investigate. But the short version is that you write the first draft of a 50,000 word novel all in 1 month. So of course, keeping track of your writing targets for the day is very important. But there are other reasons to keep an eye on your word count even if you aren't writing that fast, so let's get started. At the bottom of the footer bar here, you can keep track of the word and character count of whatever you have selected in the binder. So if you have many documents selected in the binder, you will see their combined word count. If you only have one document selected, you will see its word count. And if you select a portion of your document, the word count will change to show you just that portion. You can even set word count targets by clicking on the target icon. A text box floats up where you can enter whatever you want your target to be for the currently selected document. A little scroll bar appears beside the target icon that shows you your progress towards your target. But that only covers the selected document. You can also set targets for your whole manuscript by going to the main menu and choosing Project, Show Project Targets. Here you can set a target for your entire manuscript by clicking in the number box. If you can't find it, it's hidden under this 0. I can see my manuscript so far is 32,000 words and I need to reach 50,000. This container up here is a progress bar which will gradually fill and progress from red through all the shades in between to green as it fills up. To change from words to characters or pages, you can click the double arrow button and select your preferences. Now you can set targets by session in the same way. A session being from the time you open a project and start writing to the time you close it again. To keep things tidy, I will enter 1,000 words per session. You can see I have only written 34 words in this project during this session. And you can see the progress bar update as I write more, because this target box stays visible above your work until you close it. When you've set your targets, click on Apply. Mac people have a few more options if you open up this Options menu. Even though this has not yet been developed for the Windows version of Scrivener, it's worth a quick look for Windows users so that when people discuss these options in forums or on Facebook, you don't waste time looking for them. So, to recap, let's start at the beginning again. Select your manuscript folder and go to the main menu and choose Project, Show Project Targets. I had set a target of 50,000 words for my project and 1,000 words per session. Now we're going to open the little options container and see what other options we have. Count documents included in compile only means Scrivener will only monitor text that has include in compile checkboxes set. You can set them here in the general container of the inspector. You can see you would have to be very careful that you have not set them in all sorts of documents from outside of your manuscript folder by mistake. Target applies to current compile group only means everything included in your Contents tab in the Compile menu. Here you have to be careful in case your count is affected by having done a compile using only some of your documents. You could leave both of these unchecked, but note that then you will include any notes you have made in your count. You can set the date you wish to complete the task. Just click on the value you want to change and add a new value. I'll change the year, then the month, and then the day. Decide whether you want to reset your targets for each writing session, and if so, when you want to reset them. You can reset each session at midnight, each time you close a project, the next time you open a project, or don't set them automatically at all. Toggling this Count Text Written Anywhere in the Project on will count anything you type or paste into any document in the project binder, even if it's a character sheet, notes, etc. Check on Allow Negatives to get an accurate net total of your writing session. If it's not on, your word count will still drop when you delete words, but only up until you reach 0. If you continue to delete words after that, they won't be counted. While we're on the subject of deleting words, you can set targets for how many words you want to cut during editing. Here's what I mean by that. I'll click on OK to allow negatives. Now I'll set my target to be exactly the same as my actual word count for this manuscript by copying it and pasting it into the target box. Notice that my progress bar is now full. Then, to save time, I'm going to go in and delete large portions of the manuscript, but you're going to pretend that I'm actually editing words out of my manuscript carefully. I just want to show you that as you remove words, so your word count drops and the progress bar moves back. Automatically calculate from draft deadlines means Scrivener will calculate how many words you need to write per session to meet the deadline you set in the deadline field. Here you can choose which days you plan to do your writing on so that Scrivener can do this calculation accurately. For instance, if you don't write on the weekends, it will not factor those days into its equation. These two buttons to show target notifications and show Twitter notifications only apply if you want to integrate your target notifications with Growl or with Twitter. Scrivener will register itself for announcements and use the Growl system or the Twitter system to post notifications when you exceed your goals or fall behind. I hope this quick video gave you some insight into how Scrivener keeps track of your word count, and I hope you have great fun if you're doing NaNoWriMo this year.